Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And we are renovating one of the Pinecrest Apartments in the world of Evergreen Harbor. I almost said San Myshuno, but we are in Evergreen Harbor because I think these apartments, at least for me, are so much more versatile, and also the wall heights. I've mentioned this before in apartment renovations, but the wall heights in San Myshuno apartments kill me. I don't like the medium or tall wall heights for apartments at all. So working in Evergreen Harbor is just one of my favorite things to do if I'm going to do an apartment. And this one, as you could tell from the title of the video, is for a bachelor. Now, I was envisioning a bachelor who maybe is like just out of college, and my thought is that he actually writes little jingles for commercials. I think that that is his job, and he mainly works from home, and I just love the idea. Like, I don't know why it came to me. I think I was actually watching, and this is really funny to me, but I think I was watching an episode of Bob's Burgers, and there is one where Gene actually dates this girl in his class because his or her dad writes little jingles and has like this really cool like sound studio where he does all this stuff. And if you guys haven't seen Bob's Burgers, Gene is a little wacky and he's weird and we love him, but he also has like this keyboard that he's constantly just making sound effects on and writing weird little tunes. So I don't know, I was just thinking like, oh, maybe this guy just writes jingles from his little office and is just living the life. And I think he also really just loves music. So maybe when he was a kid or in high school, he was in band and he loved going to concerts, and maybe he plays like 3 different instruments or something. But in his actual office, because this could technically be a 2-bedroom apartment if you wanted it to be, by the way. So if you want to play in this apartment and have a family, you could change the office space into a bedroom. But basically he has an office and he's got a keyboard and a guitar in there, as well as a computer. I was thinking that he has a computer with, you know, all these different software programs that allow him to include sound effects and piece things together and mix things and whatnot. But I didn't give him like a mixing studio or anything like that because I wasn't thinking like a DJ or anything. But he has this stereo here in the living room with a couple of stacked books and CDs just to kind of show one of his hobbies off a little bit in the main living space. And I really like the color combination that I used in the living room. I thought it was so pretty because I really like that rug from, I think it's Cats and Dogs. I could be wrong, but I think it's from Cats and Dogs, and I thought it actually matched really nicely with the throw blanket that is on that couch from the Paranormal Stuff Pack, which I need to really shut up about that couch. It's one of the greatest things we've ever gotten in the game, in my opinion, but I have now been using it nonstop in builds that aren't paranormal, and I'm just really proud of myself because the second I get a pack, this is kind of how I work. The second I get a pack, I have to build in the style or in the setting that it was intended for, just so I can kind of play around with it, get acclimated, and then I try to start branching out and using it in other builds, and then I can't stop. So eventually I'll stop using that couch, but for this I just thought it was perfect. Anyway, we are working on the kitchen right now, so I tried to diversify my kitchen a little tiny bit from some of the others that I've been doing recently. So I did a little bit of an open shelf moment here, and I of course used the Parenthood countertops because when do I not? But I wanted to make it a very simple kitchen. Again, I was thinking that it was just a bachelor living here, and maybe one of his hobbies is not really cooking, but he has a full kitchen because he felt as though getting out of college and having his own place that he should have a full kitchen ready to go. Maybe one of his goals is actually to become a better cook. And maybe he's trying to teach himself, but he's really not that great at it. And that works perfectly when you start off with a new sim because they don't have any skills and they might burn the place down. Maybe he's had a fire or 2 in this apartment. I don't know. Maybe he's filed a few insurance claims because he's destroyed some of his stuff with those fires. Really spitballing here. But he also has a couple of these little like file containers. I was thinking that they held a bunch of recipe cards. Maybe his parents gave them to him when he got his own place and graduated from college, and he is just really excited to try to learn how to make some of his family recipes, especially if he ends up having a family of his own. But here is the little dining table. Now, it is a bit cramped when you walk into this apartment, but it is fully functional, which to me is all that really matters. But he's got kind of like this cheaper table technically that is technically considered an outdoor dining table, but I really like it because it has a tablecloth and we don't have many tables, if any. I think there's one for maybe dine out, but it's a very formal looking table. We don't really have a lot of tables with like tablecloths. So I was really excited to use that one here just because I think it's a little bit more simple. And bear with me when I say this, but I'm thinking that maybe a bachelor he has a gorgeous apartment. Let's just put that out there. But maybe there are a few items where he was like, how could I make this look passable and not grungy and do it on a budget? So maybe the table itself is something he picked up from like a flea market and he just got like a cheap dollar store. I'm thinking like literally dollar store tablecloth, which don't get me wrong, I love the dollar store because you get everything for $1. It's amazing. And I get a lot of kitchen stuff there, but maybe he just picked one up at the dollar store and he was like, it's good enough, looks great, it's as formal as it's gonna get, because even the chairs for that dining table are a little bit more beat up, the ones from Cats and Dogs. But anyway, I'm working on the master bedroom right now, and I really like his bedroom. It's a little bit bigger than I was anticipating, but I do still really like it, and I think I furnished it where it didn't look too empty. Because it was so big, I was worried that I wasn't really going to be able to fill the space. But he does have another flat screen TV here in his bedroom, because maybe on the weekends when he doesn't have to work or he doesn't have any plans, he just lounges in his room and does not get out of bed for hours and just catches up on all of his favorite shows or something. I personally don't have a TV in my bedroom. My husband has asked me to do that at times, but I just refuse because it's my place for sleeping. I don't want to have a TV on because I also can't sleep with a TV on like some people can. So if we fell asleep watching TV, I would be bound to wake up at, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning with really loud infomercials on or something. Anyway, I'm cluttering up his dresser here. He just has a few miscellaneous items, some books, some like cologne bottles, some folded clothes, and then he has a couple of movie posters around his room too, because again, I'm thinking he's fairly young. I've said it probably 5 times already, but that he just kind of graduated college. But I don't know, I think maybe he's been out of college for a couple of years. I kind of take that back. Maybe he's been out of college for a couple of years and he really is in a professional role at this point, which is why he has the flexibility to work from home. But there are still some items around the house that are quite youthful, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I'm also decorating this console table here. He's got a fishbowl here, so he's got a pet fish, which I think is kind of cute. And he also has an armchair here and just like an old suitcase with a bunch of books on there. Maybe those are his books and like his suitcase from moving in from college or something like that. And he just literally never unpacked his stuff from his dorm room because he didn't need any of it. That's kind of a fun idea, I guess. But I'm just decorating this console table and then I end up moving on to the bathroom. I just wanted to quickly get it out of the way because it is nothing special. But I did give him the bath mat that has a guitar on it, I believe, from Parenthood. Again, just tying into that youthfulness and also his love of music. But I don't know, the bathroom is very simple. It's not anything too exciting, but here is the bath mat with the guitar. And then I also put a sports jersey on the wall as well. I don't know if he's necessarily an athletic sim. Maybe he just played club sports or something when he was in college. So the college that I went to, we didn't have divisional sports, we just had club sports. So that's kind of where that thought was coming from. But here is his little office space. So he does have what I kind of customize as an L-shaped desk. I was trying to merge a bookcase into it, but considering that it was open underneath the desk, it just looked a little bit odd. So I did a couple of stacks of books, and then I added this little flat screen TV to pretend that it's basically an additional monitor for his computer. That is kind of what my setup looks like. I have 2 monitors on my desk, and he's got this little bear statue and an open notebook, maybe where he writes down like the notes or lyrics to certain jingles he's writing. And he also has another bookcase, and I was thinking that this banner was maybe his mother's or something. I was actually envisioning his mother having been in the military. Again, I don't know why, but I tried to create a backstory for this fine gentleman. But that is actually almost pretty much it for the apartment renovation. So I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the backstory a little bit. And I will catch you next time I post a video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!
I don't think that I'm being that selfish right now. You said yourself you'd be breaking every vow. I can understand you're tired of this town. out. And I'm not saying that we have to settle down now. Just remember this. We could have been stardust, same world but we're